Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to Fierce Friday, brought to you by the Million Mom Movement. My name is Rebecca Johns. I'm proud to be a council person with the Million Mom Movement. With me today are my colleagues of the Million Mom Movement, Taz Frera, coming in from Canada. Council people, if you would drop a C or write the word council, let peeps know it is you. Jody Parker, coming from Colorado. She's on her iPhone today. She's doing some traveling with the family, so we'll get her on later today to share her pearls of wisdom. Stephanie Dawn, our chairperson, is on a healing sabbatical. She'll be back soon. And Carmela Velarde and Nieva Flory have some things that have taken them out of pocket today, but they are always all of us together as a council. If one of us is present, all of us is present. And of course, me, your MC for the day, Rebecca Johns. I am in Southeast Michigan, Flint, Michigan, to be exact. And each of us has a different story as to what brought us to the Million Mom Movement and what brought us to Purium Health Products. I am someone who, we've got a wild microphone on, so we're going to mute that. Definitely feel free to take your mics off later when we're doing Q&A, but right now we're just going to keep all the mics off to eliminate background noise. Each of us comes to this ground from a different place. Some of us are athletes ready to level up our performance, our strength, our endurance. Some of us are everyday folks, just want to make sure that we are aging well, eating well, creating a lifestyle that is holistically healthy and accessing organic and non-GM foods that are affordable. And of course, Purium gives us access to that. Some of us have come from a very compromised place. I personally was introduced to Purium at a time when I was near dead. I was at the end of an experience with an ABO incompatible pregnancy, which means my child who took his father's blood type that was incompatible with my own, he and I went through an undetected, undiagnosed, full-term ABO incompatible pregnancy. So the whole time we were experiencing each other as something as a threat and something to kill off. And going full term, oftentimes that's not even possible. Oftentimes there's a miscarriage along the way. I'm grateful that we went full term, having been not diagnosed, but it destroyed my endocrine system. And at the end of that pregnancy, at delivery time, I was 430 pounds. I had diabetes, IBS, arthritis, bursitis, skin disorders, anxiety and depression, hormones, forget it. It's not even, there weren't even more moans than hormones going on. It was grueling. And my son, who almost died through the birthing and the first week of his life, we were told would be permanently brain damaged. And so I went back to school to study cellular regeneration through nutrition. And it was just within a few years of my studies being complete that a friend called me with a $50 gift card and something that was right up my alley. And little did I know that through this holistic lifestyle transformation and these superfoods, my body would re-engage its natural mechanisms on how to work. Our bodies naturally know how to eliminate. They naturally know how to defend with an immune system. And so I'm happy today to say I do not have diabetes. I do not have IBS. I do not have those skin disorders. I do not have the anxiety and depression, or trust me, we would not be doing this today. Not with me anyway. And I'm grateful that I've given up 150 pounds and I'm in a process and in a journey. And so wherever you are, I welcome you to be in your own process and journey. And all of us here in the council have a story. Please get to know us. Please follow us through social media personally. There are many of us that are in Clubhouse and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And don't get me started. Doc Jody over there is on 57 platforms. I don't know how she does anything but social media. So follow us individually on the council, but also get connected to our social media from the Million Mom Movement. Rachel Quayle is on the keys for us today. So she's going to be dropping links and important information for you to capture in the chats. But millionmommovement.info is our Million Mom Movement website, but you can also catch us Million Mom Movement on Instagram and Facebook as our pages. But remember that we have a Million Mom Movement official group that is on Facebook. And no problem, Christy. I understand. We have that official group, and that's where a lot of our information gets shared internally to our community. Also, remember that if you're a scholarship recipient, we have a special group for you. MMM Scholarship Recipients, I believe, is the name of that group. Obviously, not a lot of rocket science behind that. Now, the Million Mom Movement is, I want to just explain, is a grassroots organization. Purium Health Products is its own organization, its own corporation. Million Mom Movement is a grassroots organization that really began with an intention to have 1,000 moms in 100 cities help 10 families eat healthier using the Real Food Revolution from Purium Health Products and the organic non-GMO superfoods. But we have grown, we've expanded, we have transformed. And now that MOM is the movement of many. We have moms, dads, non-parents, caregivers, educators, influencers, people simply who care about being educated, empowered, and activated as conscious consumers out in the world. We are voting with our dollars. Fierce Friday was the brainchild of our chairperson, Stephanie Dawn, who wanted to make sure that we had a platform each week to share information and knowledge with you in the field. And this call is not just for people who are Purium brand partners and consumers. And I really want you to know that. This call is an open call to the global community. You're welcome to invite anybody to this conversation, because whether or not they choose to get on our page and sign the pledge and get the newsletter with the Million Mom Movement and join the movement, whether or not they choose to shop with Purium or become brand partners, they are absolutely allowed and welcome to come to this platform to gain knowledge and awareness. And if at some point they have more interest to becoming more involved in the inner circles of the community, they absolutely can. But this is an educational playground for you and me and all of us to really become wiser, conscious consumers and activists who vote with our dollars. All right. That was a lot. You guys took it like a champ. I really appreciate you. So make sure you've got your pen and pad handy. Get your favorite drink. I've got my Can't Beat This. And while we are getting to know each other a little bit, drop a note and let us know where you are listening in from today. Where are you coming in from? What city, what state, what country even? Where are you? Kauai in the house. Hey, Tim, enjoy your power shake. Bon appetit. Canada, California, Colorado, Jackson, Alabama. Come on, Alabama. Hawaii, look at that. Man, we are everywhere. We are everywhere. This is how we know it is a movement and a mission. Canada, Texas, Colorado, Santa Rosa, Ojai, bless you. And you can see that there are a lot of women on the call, but we've got men on the call. This is not something that is just for us ladies. So please, all of us, let's reach into our communities of men, of male leaders, and of dads who could really use support as well. I love to see the diverse community that we are growing here. Now, if you are already I know, Adam, you are definitely a man on a mission. If you are already a brand partner, drop me a number 1. And if you're not already a brand partner and you're just here to learn and enjoy and take in, drop me a number 2. And whoever you are, welcome. We welcome you anyway. And I spoke to the mission and the concept of the Million Mom Movement and what it is that we are here to genuinely share and speak about. But I would really love if my fellow councilwoman, Taz Ferreira, would give us several minutes of conversation about our pledge. We're going to read our pledge, and then how that pledge correlates to our mission to raise awareness specifically about glyphosate and creating a glyphosate-free food system, and how we have taken action by creating a petition that you can help us circulate and fulfill to get out. Taz, take it away, my sister.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Okay, so let me share my screen.
And Taz, I know that we got some new people on today. Would you mind just saying, like where you're from and how long you've been with the movement and what your rank is with the company and that kind of thing?
Absolutely. Okay. Let me just, do you guys see my screen? Okay, sorry.
Lots of them.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so, I don't know how to share my screen and see myself, but we hear me, right?
I hear you loud and clear, babe.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and I've been with Purium actively for the past 3 years. So before we get into the pledge, let me just like give a little touch of my story. Okay, so my story began actually 12 years ago while working in the labs. I worked in pathology and genetics, and my whole goal was to help heal people. And at this time, while I was working in this profession, I became sick. I developed from aura migraines to GERD to endometriosis to Crohn's and to eczema all over my face. And I had no idea that what could be causing this. And all my doctors would do is prescribe me more medication. I had no idea that I could reverse any of this with food. We were not taught any of this in any of my programs, in anything that I was involved with. So when I started doing my own research and being aware that, everything started with Hippocrates, and that began with aloe. Let's go back to basics. So with time and information, I started to heal myself, and all my issues went away. Here I am over 12 years later, and I stand by this pledge. And this always gives me a moment to, this is what we need to get back to our basics. And once we stand firm with this pledge, diseases cannot stick. Okay, so the pledge. I pledge to defend the health of my family and of myself. I pledge to reject GMOs, artificial ingredients, trans fat, and over-processed foods. I pledge to educate myself, read labels, and lead by example. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health of the future generation. I am committed to sharing this mission until we are 1,000,000 mom strong. And also the movement of many. This is what we stand for. It's not just moms, it's dads, it's caregivers, it's anyone on this mission with us. So bring them to this call and let them see the amazing people that we have around us. And okay, I'm just gonna unshare so you guys can see me. Okay, do you see me? Okay, so let me tell you how my movement started. I started with healing myself through food. And my husband actually jumped on board with Purium. He was using all of Purium's superfoods, but I wanted nothing to do with this, because I was doing everything separately. I was the expert in all of that. And then my son became sick. My son developed eczema everywhere and started demonstrating what I recognize as Crohn's as a baby. And I had no idea what this could be. No, with all of my knowledge, I had no idea. I was missing something. And I went to every doctor. I went to every specialist. We did every genetic testing. I had no idea what it could be until one day we went to the Purium conference in Texas. And this is a time that the Biomedic was released. And listening around, everyone's talking about the buzz of, glyphosates. Then I had a doctor comes up to me and she tells me, she's like, she sees how much I'm suffering with my son. He's on me, he's sweat, crying. I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. I'm slapping cortisone cream all over him. She tells me, have you ever heard of glyphosate? Glyphosate, she says. I had no idea what this was. And then she recommended Biomedic. When this moment happens, and it was in a capsule, so I would open it and sprinkle it on my son's food. This moment changed our whole family's lives. After 3 days, all of his symptoms went away. After years of suffering with this, years. That moment, I pivoted everything and I told my husband, okay, I'm all in. Because if I didn't know about what was glyphosate toxicity, chances are millions of moms do not know what it is either. So with that, with our chair, our chairperson, Stephanie Dawn, who started all of this. We started a campaign. We started campaigning against glyphosate. We were due a letter campaign, but now we have pivoted to an online petition. So we need your help. We need your help in that. We have an online petition. I will show it to you where it is. Rachel, can you please put the link? We have 673 people. We need over 1,000. We need over 1 million. We need this to be everywhere. We need them to put labels on all the cereals. They don't put any labels in the cereals. People don't even know that glyphosate exists. So we need to become more vocal, and we need to be vocal and share this mission. Share the mission, share the petition, share the Fierce Friday. We need to share this collectively. So I'll pass it to Rachel to talk a little bit about the scholarship. Thank you, everyone.
Just before you jump in on that, Rachel, thank you for sharing the link to the petition, and so well done and said, Taz. You know, there's one way that we're going to grow this mission and expand the access that everyday people have to the kind of information that is a lifesaver for Taz, for me, for so many of you. That's why you're here, because you benefited and now you feel strongly about getting the word out. Well, people who really want to be part of this mission, but the ability to spend $199 on a launch kit isn't there. The ability to spend $200 on superfoods or $400 on superfoods to get the business kit for free, as we are offering that. We've continued to offer that. There was a time the launch kit was $1,000, then $500, and then reduced to be accessible during COVID for $199. So the company has continued to be philanthropic outwardly to the greater community. But there are still people who are in a financial struggle. And we believe very strongly in not just health sovereignty, but wealth sovereignty. So there is an opportunity to come into the business to help us reach the community at large, to compound our reach. And if you're someone who is interested in that opportunity, but you're in a financial hardship situation, or you're a brand partner and you've got people in your community who would love to link arms with you, but they're in a financial hardship situation, then I would really love, as Taz said, for Rachel Quayle, our corporate operations manager for the Million Mom Movement, I would really love for her to speak about the scholarship, what's available through it, and how you can learn about it and apply for it. Take it away, Rach.
Thank you. Thank you. So hello, everybody. As you know, I'm usually the ones, if you're a scholarship recipient, and I see a few of you here, which I love to see. I help manage everything. I help get your orders. So just a little bit about our scholarship. Amy Venner and Dave Sandoval have been super generous. So we started giving away scholarships in 2019 in April, right before our last summit. And to date, they have given away $210,000 in superfoods. So that is just an amazing, amazing feat. And through the Million Mom Movement, we've been able to help all of our recipients, get the coaching that they need, get these trainings that they need. And, the council is always available, and we always make ourselves available to our scholarship recipients. So that being said, we have evolved, and I think it's only for the better. So, our council are a group of strong-minded, business-minded women, and we decided that our scholarship was going to be business forward. So now we are doing a 3-month run rather than a 6-month run, helping you. You still get the business. You'll get 3 months of $2,500 in superfood. I'm sorry, you'll get $417 a month, which equals around $1,250 over the course of 3 months for your entire scholarship. So that's our new policy, as well as the application process. So if you are sharing with someone and you're not going to be there by their side helping them walk through that application, it's very important that you let them know that we have not made it harder, but made it more like a business or a real scholarship application. So they have to upload a video. They have to upload a photo of their family. They have to share their story, and not just share their story, but really talk about their why we should give them this opportunity. Because a lot of times people go on there on the application and they just put a few sentences, or they don't upload the video. And, like for January, we really didn't have any strong candidates. So we're skipping that whole month. But that's actually a positive for everybody else, because we have some very fun stuff coming up, which we will announce. So please follow our social media. If you have any questions, you could always reach out to me or the council. I think that covers it all, but please follow us on social media, because I'm telling you, for the month of January, we're not going to let it slide that we're not giving away any scholarships. We're going to do some major, major stuff with that.
Awesome, Rachel. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. We've been approved, since there weren't qualifying candidates for the month of January, we've been approved to take some of those funds and redirect them to some things out into the field. So keep your eyes open and definitely check out, have we dropped the link for that scholarship application? We'll drop that link for the scholarship application in the chats. Take a look at that. Now, how that works for those of you in the field is, if you have someone that is interested in a scholarship, you need to have a conversation with them to make sure they're clear that this is a business opportunity. Yes, there is the charitable function of the 3 months of $1,250 total superfoods, which is amazing. However, this is really designed to give people a business and the mentorship of personal and professional development, and then the superfoods to give them the boost of health, so they have a real testimony and they have that vibrational lift. And together, the business mentorship, the personal development, and those superfoods all come together for a real transformational opportunity for you or the people in your life. So definitely take a look at that link and see how that might serve you and your community. This is not something that is available for existing brand partners. So this is for people who are either consumers ready to upgrade, or for people who want to be brand partners. And there you go. Taz and Rach are all on top of it in the chats there. Okay, so next, we promised you that today would be a supportive conversation to using the Family Nutrition Pack. So if you don't know what that is or would like to learn more, go over to iShop Purium and type in the Family Nutrition Pack, and you will be guided to an amazing bundle that has been put together, and much gratitude to Purium for much gratitude for Purium. I saw that, Jody. I'm ready for you in just a minute. Much gratitude to Purium for making this offering, but I have to give a special shout out to my sister in arms, Jody Parker, who really took a stand for this pack being formulated and brought to the market. And I'd like her to speak to why this Family Nutrition Pack is so important from her perspective, and some of the value that you get from it. And then we're going to do some Q&A for you out in the field to be able to ask some questions. So Jody Parker, who's now in the car.
I'm now in the
Go
car.
ahead.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. All right. You got the whole fam in the car. So the others might like.
We love the Parker fam.
So I heard there were some new people on the call today as we were running out the door. The kids still don't know what we're doing, so I'm not going to tell you what we're doing. This is a surprise for them. But I have been with Purium for 5.5 years. I am, for whatever reason, considered one of the product experts in the company, and it's most likely because I have the most sensitive family on the face of the planet. We are that family that are the canary in the coal mine. We react to everything. I have to live a pure life in order to keep my family healthy. We discovered this the hard way when my oldest was an infant and went into the first stages of liver failure. And the doctors were not helpful. And in fact, they were making dangerous recommendations. And thank goodness I had a double degree in psychology and biology, and my emphasis was child development and neurology. So I knew enough to know that something wasn't right, and I knew enough to research. And I dove in headfirst, and with the help of some amazing holistic practitioners, was able to save his life, and in return, my husband and I, because our son didn't end up being a mess because we were, doing well, and we had the same genetics. We had the same issues with not being able to detox, with adrenal fatigue and endocrine disruption and liver issues, and you name it. But our oldest is 16 now. He's fine. He's healthy. All three of our kids are super healthy because we have chosen this Purium lifestyle and because we live so clean. And so I've been on a mission to get a family pack for Purium for the entire 5.5 years I've been with Purium, because this company was the first company that I could read a label and talk to an owner and feel 100% confident that I could feed it to myself and my family with no concern. And for a mom who has to read every label and know every particular, it was such a relief off of my shoulders. And I wanted to make it easy for those people out there who didn't have time to research like I did, or didn't have that background that I have, to say you can give this to your family and they're going to be healthy. You don't have to worry about any grades. There are no grades in this pack. There are no allergens. The top 8 allergens are missing from this pack. There's no gluten, there's no dairy, there's no soy, there's no tree nuts, there's no peanuts, there's no egg, there's no shellfish, and there's no corn in this entire pack. And so that is huge. If you have somebody in your life who has a paleo lifestyle, most of these things will also fit with that. It's a grain-free pack, with the exception of the brown rice syrup in the Aloha Digest, which they're reformulating to put coconut sugar into instead. But if you're really, really sensitive about that, I do know people who are, just know that. So this pack has your protein, it has your fruits, it has your greens, it has your minerals, which are at the base of every function in your body. It has your gut healing. It has your immune boost, and it tastes good, and your kids will eat it. And so we started on Monday having people join in and using this pack as part of their everyday family meals. This pack will give you a serving a day for each of its elements for 15 days straight. And we've encouraged everybody to not just include the pack in their life, but to go clean and green for these 15 days. So we wanted to open it up today to talk about how are you doing that, what's it looking like, what questions can we answer for you as you're integrating this into your family. And all 3 of my kids are in the car, and 2 of the 3 of them are not shy about being on camera. The third, he'll get on if I insist. But if you have questions for children and how they use it and how they eat it, I know Tass's children as well. Well, all the council children are like this, but her son also not shy about being on camera. So we wanted to open it up to you guys and allow this time for you to ask questions about the products, to ask questions about how you're feeding your family, to share what's working, and maybe, we can brainstorm about things that aren't working for you guys. I can't because I'm on my. So
Hey, Jody,
you're opening these up to questions. Yep.
We've got a question, if you would field it right away, about the value and the benefits of Immune Shield. Could you speak to that real quick? And then if you have questions, type them in the chat. That'd probably be the easiest way. If you're someone who'd like to interact, you're welcome to raise your hand. We'll call on you and you can take yourself off the microphone. All right, go ahead, Jody. Immune Shield.
All right, Immune Shield. So you have both kinds of echinacea. You have elderberry, you have aloeberry, you have licorice root, and astragalus root. And yes, I have that memorized off the top of my head. Here's echinacea is a plant that is very well known for supporting liver function and for being antibacterial, which is why people use it for immune function or for immune boosting. Elderberry is the thing that, if you've heard of sambuca syrup, that's the thing that everybody says will help you to mitigate flu symptoms. So it's antiviral, and it helps protect your body from replicating viruses. And so that's going to be the antiviral aspect. The amla berry is extremely high in vitamin C. Vitamin C is key to immune function in a big way because your white blood cells use vitamin C more than any other cell in the body. And white blood cells, you can think of them like when you have to blow your nose and there's all that lymph and that mucus, that's dead white blood cells. That's what goes in and eats the bad guys and gets it out of your body. Vitamin C is crucial. Astragalus is what we call an adaptogen. It helps your body adapt to stress. It helps to support your adrenal function. And when you're ill, or in order to avoid getting ill, having your body be adaptive to stress is really supportive. And then licorice, is it the other one? Okay. Echinacea, elderberry, amberberry, astragalus. And what's the other one? Pat, jump in for me. I'm missing one and I can't look it up right now. But no, there's no corn in it. And so I have seen, for some reason, the way Purium products are formulated, they're formulated in such a way that they tend to optimize whatever they're doing. So you'll see a lot of immune products out there that have a variety of these different things that are in this product. And I don't know what makes it so different, but this needs to be more effective. I've had so many people just, I've tried this brand and that brand and this tincture and that tincture, and for whatever reason, Immune Shield works better. We as a family, we all take it. It's not just for kids, it's for adults too. I'll wait. Okay,
we're muted. Go ahead. Somebody's having a blast.
Right? So it is, it's good for adults too. And you can take it to help prevent illness, but you can also take it at the first signs of illness. You can double up or even quadruple the dosage, give it hourly at the first signs of illness to help stop things in its track. Because especially with viruses, here's something that the reason people talk about getting in and stopping it early treatment, why that's so important, is because viruses use your own cell structures to replicate themselves. So when they get into the cell, they start replicating themselves. And if you can stop that replication process, the big truck next to me, you can, oops, sorry, I just slammed on the brakes there. We're good though, everything's fine. If you can stop the replication process while your body can still grab everything, you can stop yourself from getting as sick. So that is why it's so key to be up on this nutrition and on this lifestyle in order to help you avoid getting really sick. Prevention, what do they say? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. But I think I've gone on and on about this product enough. So what other questions?
I've got more questions. It's okay. So for the question about how to share the Million Mom Movement, listen, invite people to the Fierce Fridays, send them the millionmommovement.info page, tag them and invite them into our social media platforms. There's all of our tools that you can access. And if you go to the Purium app, there are PDFs even about glyphosate and things from the Million Mom Movement that you can share. Okay, there was a question about how a family could jump in, and I just want to say yes to Jalissa, who's asked about how to beneficially start. Yes, get the ULT and then add the family pack for some maintenance and fillers for the people of all ages. Cynthia, I think you wanted to come off the mute and ask a question and interact. So go ahead and take yourself off of mute and go ahead and ask Jody and Taz a question.
Anyway.
And if that can't work, just go ahead and type it into the chat, just for time's sake. We've got about 10 more minutes.
Okay, do you hear me? Well,
yes.
Do you hear me? Okay, I already went off offline and was speaking to Taz about the products working synergistically. And as I thought about it, I realized that they all do. But I'm sorry that I missed. Was Jody talking about the immune system, the little tincture?
Yes,
Was that what she was talking? Okay,
exactly.
that's all. Okay, yes. All right. Well, I'm out. We'll give someone else the mic.
All right, thanks, Cynthia. And
Thank
to
you.
answer the other question that was there, yes, adults can take Immune Shield. It's by weight, so just adjust accordingly. Next question for you, Jody. What would be most beneficial to give to my 16 and 6-month-olds?
So you're 16 and 6 months old. There's my 16-year-old. Say hi, Joshua. Hi. So I have one of those. I'm 16 and 6 months old. So my 16-year-old actually does things a little bit differently. The whole family uses the family pack. We all do the green spectrum. That's good no matter your age. If you have 6-month-old, 16-month-old and 6-month-old. Okay. So we cannot legally make recommendations for children under the age of 2. That is an FDA rule, and I have to follow that. And here's what I'm going to say. The products in the family pack, the protein powder, the MVP Kids, the green powder, the biofruit powder, the cherry concentrate, all of those are considered food. The Aloe Digest could be considered a supplement. The Ionic Elements, that's trace minerals, that's going to be a supplement. And so will the Immune Shield. And so I'm not really allowed to make recommendations about that. It's food. For a 6-month-old, my personal learning on the matter is the way to
Oh, we're losing you there, Jody.
Oh, you got me still? Am I here?
We lost you. You recommended what? I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So for children and feeding young children, just make sure that breast milk / formula is always given first at every meal. Babies have high nutrition needs, but a little tiny stomach. And you don't want them to fill up on just a banana or just a sweet potato. You want them to get the high nutrient-dense food first, which is going to be your breast milk or formula. And then what I did with my kids was something called baby-led weaning. You can go and research that. But that's just my personal, what I did in my life. I can't make overarching recommendations for the company. And for the food, most kids are really good at managing themselves. So for instance, my now 7-year-old started Purium when she was 2, and chlorella has something called chlorella growth factor in it, and that's in the green spectrum. It helps optimize growth for children, and I can tell still to this day, whenever she's going through a growth spurt, she eats more chlorella. And kids are very good about managing that. They'll taste it. If their body likes it, they'll eat it. If, they're good at their portions. So I would say watch your child and pay attention to the signs that they're giving you. And as long as you're feeding them clean from the beginning, you'll be able to trust their body. Now, if you're starting to give them lots of processed foods or fast foods, then they're not going to be as trustworthy. But as long as you're eating clean and green from the beginning, then I say watch your kids and trust them, because they'll be pretty good at knowing what their body needs.
Great, Jody. We have a question about a 14-year-old who's in a professional dance program. She already eats pretty clean and is primarily vegan. Can you talk about the kind of nutrition that would be beneficial to this person? But before you answer, I just want to say this. We are a nutritional company and we teach and advocate nutrition in your lifestyle. We cannot make medical claims. We are not doctors. We do not play them on TV. Yes, I am disclaiming all of us, because while these foods, and when you give food to your body in a proper way, the body does amazing things. We cannot say as a company, take this and X will go away. We cannot make that claim. all of us who are here probably have the basic human knowledge that when you eat better, your body is healthier, but we have to be wise in how we speak about what we're sharing. So thank you all for just being generous in your listening. If it seems like we're kind of moving through your questions, it's because we are. We want to answer you and support you, but we also want to honor what we have as legal binding effect. So dancer food, babe, dancer food.
Dancer food. Okay, well, anything in the family nutrition pack is going to be supportive. I have a friend whose daughter is a gymnast who does the MVP Kids mixed with a banana as her snack. When she takes a break during gymnastics, that's her favorite thing, apparently. The minerals are always going to be key, especially at night if you're giving her the ionic elements, because the magnesium is going to help her muscles relax so that they can recover. For a 14-year-old, she's old enough that you may want to consider looking at the super aminos, which is not in the family pack, but is really, really good for helping to build muscle and maintain muscle and help the muscles repair themselves. And so my kids, this one behind me, he plays soccer, well, both of them do, but you can't see the other one. And they all take the aminos, they do the Can't Beat This, and they take the super xanthan. Before they go out, we mix the cherry and the cocoa hydrate together and Can't Beat This in replace of like a Gatorade. That cherry is going to bring inflammation, help to mitigate inflammation. I'm being careful with my words. And the cocoa hydrate is, I call it organic Gatorade, really good at hydration. And the Can't Beat This, and it helps to bring nitrous oxide to the arteries, and so it helps oxygenate, which is great when you're performing. So before their soccer games, they do all of that, and they do it again at halftime. So I hope that helps give you an idea. And then the deep nutrition helps everything. Like Rebecca said, if you eat healthy, your body's going to be healthier. So that helps across the board.
That's great, Jody. I appreciate you very much. Now we've got some off-topic, not family nutrition pack related questions, but I'd like to have your knowledge respond to them anyway. We've got a couple people asking about products in general, two of them being Heart Aid and how and when it's best to implement that through the ULT or another way. And also, sorry, I just lost it. Also, if someone is dealing with an allergy to grasses, what do we have to offer them in the lines of grass-free shakes or other products? It looks like she's deep in thought, but I think she's frozen. All right, Taz,
Okay,
I'm gonna have you field that one.
Yes. Okay. So if you're allergic to grasses, there is the MVP Kids, which I love. And another thing why I love the MVP Kids is that you can cook with it. This is one of the products that you can actually incorporate in all of your baking. You know, like, let's start transforming these things. It's not, you don't have to be drinking it all the time. I mean, like, it's great, you know, having your kids have smoothies, but my kids don't want to be drinking all day. They want to be eating. So I transform it in things. You can make it into pancakes. I love making cookies. Add it into a cookie, make muffins, make popsicles. There's so many things that you can do with the MVP kits. And I love that as soon as you make something with it, and it's delicious and it's fudgy and so great for you, and it's full of all your vitamin D and C. And okay, this is off topic. This is not part of family nutrition, but the barley grass you can hide in all chocolate recipes, and you don't taste the barley grass at all. This is a tip I got from Jody. She was like, just throw it in anything chocolate. You don't taste it. The kids don't taste it. I'm like, are you sure? Really? And it's true. You don't taste it at all. And it tastes delicious. I have to always add that everything tastes great. Your kids are going to love it. And, you know, make them involved. When you're cooking, Bring them into the kitchen. Tell them, what do you feel like eating today? Let them start playing with their food, because chances are when they're playing with it and mixing things together, you know what happens? They end up eating it. Now you're teaching them skills to take pride of what they're doing, what they're creating, and how their body feels. Okay?
I appreciate you speaking to that, Taz. Would you mind spending a couple more minutes talking about some of the superfoods that you do translate into recipes? We've got about 3 more minutes for this segment before we start to close down.
Yes.
Are you
Do
good?
we move on to another question?
No, I'm going to have, if you would, go ahead and speak to some of the things that you do integrate into recipes, because I get a lot of questions sometimes that, you know, I run I'm the administrator for the recipes page. We have over 19,000 people in that group. Please come and join recipes for the lifestyle, Purium lifestyle. Okay. So in that group, we have a lot of people that are wanting to do things with their superfoods, because as you say, like, who wants to just always drink their food? So there's cravings that are had and that. So, but sometimes people get confused about which products we should really be baking, which ones we should leave in raw state. Can you cover a little bit of that to close out this segment?
Absolutely. Okay, so MVP Kids, bake with it. I encourage it. Look, we have so many recipes on the Million Mom Movement recipes. We have tons of recipes, from donuts to popsicles to cookies to muffins. Anything your heart desires, we can show you how to make it healthy. Okay, so I love cooking with the MVP. I love cooking with the apothecary, from salad dressings to jello shots. You know, this becomes fun. It becomes fun for the kids, and they're getting so much nutrients, you know? So let's like merge both together, because nutrients is fun. So you can make jello shots, you can make dressing, you can make so many things, top it on ice cream. You could freeze bananas and then mix it. The MVP, okay, here's a trick that I like doing with the MVP Kids. You can mix it with our tropic oil. Our tropic oil is the most delicious coconut oil I've ever tried. And when you mix it with the MVP Kids, add a little sweetener if you like, and it becomes like a Nutella. It's delicious. And you can use that on toast. You can use that on pancakes. You can use it as a syrup. There's so many ways you can transform it. I know, I don't know if Jody's on, but I know she loves mixing the green spectrum with the apothecary. Together, it makes almost like a caramel flavor. And if you want to dip some like apples in there and use that, there's so many ways you can transform things. I like keeping all of the greens in the raw state and not cooking with those. But the MVP Kids, I love cooking with that. And the apothecary, because you can use that as a syrup as well. Like I've made crepes and I just drizzle the apothecary on top of that as well.
Wait, you made what?
Crepes.
In America, we say crepes.
Crepes?
It's way better her way, right? Crepes.
Crepes?
Oh, I love it. Doesn't all that sound delicious? Taz got me hooked on a 2-ingredient cookie.
Yes.
Cookie. MVP protein for kids and organic applesauce.
That's it. And
like
chocolate.
That's it. And if you want, I have gotten into the practice of doing either some nuts if I'm in the mood for that, but the vegan chocolate chips and that kind of thing. So you can explore, enjoy. This is an opportunity to transform not just your health, but your relationship to food. And I really don't know anybody who couldn't use some transformation to their relationship to food, and then teaching the next generation a new relationship to food. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Taz. I know there are a bajillion more questions, and this is why we urge you to get over to the Million Mom Movement official page on Facebook, because you can post your questions anytime. And we, as a body of council members, but as you see, the community is chiming in. Yuki Payne, love you, girl. She's in there sharing recipes, answering questions. This is a community that is out to contribute to one another. We are a movement together. There is no movement without all of you. Taz is adding some more answers there in the chat, so don't miss out on that. Jody had to leave the call because of technical issues. She's texting me, but that's okay. We knew that she was going to be generously coming in from the road. Margaret says, please ask Purium to put the vegan label on Bio Relax. I thought it was not vegan, but it apparently is. There's no vegan tag on it. Thank you, Margaret. Appreciate that. Listen, you out in the field are really eyes and ears on a level that we can't be. I mean, we're out in the field too, because we're brand partners and we have consumers and we have other brand partners, but we can't be everywhere. So I have my team, Taz has her team, right? And so forth for all of us. And we help as many other people as possible as we can, but you're the real agents in the field. You help us go everywhere, which means you're exposed to consumers with issues maybe haven't dealt with, or it's not real popular to talk about. It might mean you're dealing with brand partners who are finding people that have questions. We're here to be a resource for you. And as you can see, people like Taz and Jody have so much of the ingredient knowledge and the scientific base of their knowledge. You've got people like me and Carmela who are holistic health practitioners, so we can speak to you from our perspective. We're a resource to you, but you're really everything out there in the field, which is why I'd like to transition to our closing comments, a couple of announcements, and some information for you to take out into your world. And then if your question wasn't caught and answered, I apologize. It wasn't intentional to ignore you. Please go over to the Million Mom Movement official page, make a post, and we will answer your question there. In the meantime, remember to check out millionmommovement.info. That is where you will see the pledge, the sign up for the newsletter that you can get. The pledge actually makes you a piece of the movement officially. Take the pledge, fill in the little form that's there, and then that's where the petition is. That's where the scholarship information is. That's where our blog is, links to recipes and lifestyle tips. So we hope to be as resourceful together as possible. So February is coming to a close. Next Friday is our last Fierce Friday of the month. And as you may know, the last Friday of every month is allocated to be a business forward conversation. All month long, we bring you tips and education about the lifestyle, about the foods, about the superfoods, about ways that you can bring yourself to a higher level in your health, in your wealth, in your consciousness as a consumer. But the last Friday is all about how you can leverage the opportunity that Purium Health Products gives with the business and the space of the Million Mom Movement to build a successful business organization for yourself as an entrepreneur in a business that you can work from anywhere with as little or as much time as you'd like invested, and build a community with financial reward. So next week, we are talking to Troy Casey. And Taz, Troy's a crown, right? Isn't he a crown in the company? He's a crown, absolutely. So, when you reach the crown level,
2-star.
2-star crown. So when you reach the crown level of this organization, you are someone who is in a place where you are philanthropic. You are achieving financially in a way that allows you to be philanthropic. You are developing leaders of leaders. You're not just at the tier of building leaders. When you're in the diamond tiers, you're reaching into your organization to build leaders. When you're a crown, you're building the leaders of the future leaders. So it's a magnanimous role. We honor and love and celebrate the crowns who are part of our company and Purium family. And Troy, being a man on a mission, a dad on a mission, man on the movement, right? We love getting that other voice. There are so many women present, obviously, in this kind of conversation. We love getting the voice of our men. As a matter of fact, Taz's husband, Leo, was interviewed in the last couple of weeks with the Million Mom Movement on Friday night to share his experience of being a brand partner and a man on the mission. So please remember for a couple of things. We want to give away scholarships. We want to. We want to give away money. We want to give away mentorship. We want to give away food. So please take a look into your communities. Who is it that is hungry for an opportunity for change, that's ready to be an entrepreneur, that's ready to align with the mission and link arms with us, and would be honored to receive the business at no cost with all the mentorship that comes with it and the additional blessing and gift of the 3 months of superfoods? Who are those people? Help us reach them and get the link and the application into their hands. Additionally, for those of you who are sponsoring and leading people who are on scholarships, we want to train and develop you a particular way. We want to make sure that you, as the diamond who's upline and vouching for the applicant, as the upline and enrollment sponsor, that you are empowered working with your scholarship recipients and you're being developed to develop others. And so we offer on the 4th Thursday every month. So this month, that'll be on the 25th, sorry, on the 25th. So we're talking to Troy on Friday afternoon. Thursday night, the 25th, Carmela Velarde and some of the other council peers will be leading a conversation specifically for those of you who are the enrollment sponsors of a scholarship recipient and the Diamond upline. Thank you very much for making time. You are the Million Mom Movement. As a matter of fact, when you go out from this conversation, I invite all of you to go and make a post. Take away some valuable information from this call and go make a post in your social media. Remember to tag @Million Mom Movement and hashtag I am the Million Mom Movement. And Naeva Flory, who is not with us today, but is responsible for the Million Mom Movement social media, she will grab those posts and then share them again on the Million Mom Movement stage and then tag you in it. So we'll take your post and push it out to all of our platforms. Okay. Hashtag I am the Million Mom Movement or @Million Mom Movement to actually tag the movement. And remember, that's Facebook and Instagram currently. But keep your eyes out because I have been hosting rooms on Clubhouse, inviting the future of mom and dadpreneurs to join us. So thank you all. Thank you to Rachel at corporate for not just holding down the space and technically being with us, but contributing to the conversation today. Taz, you've been wearing 57 hats during this hour. So thank you, my beautiful sister. We really appreciate you. And of course, Jody, who was coming in from a car with her family. Bless the whole Parker family. And thank you for letting me and my partners come and reach you and speak to you. We just love linking arms with you. Thank you for making our work so enjoyable. We are here to serve you. Do not hesitate to reach out. Follow us on social media and connect through the Million Mom Movement official Facebook page for more support. Bless you, and we'll see you next week. Peace.